And maybe like set a time is the wrong phrase to use, right? Because this isn't the first time that we've had this issue. In the past, we've had this issue, and I actually did change my behavior. He said, usually what happens is that we pick a time, and then, like, let's say that the time was 8, 7 o'clock rolls around, and I say that there are other things that I want to do and that I want to accomplish. Can we do 8:15, 8:30? He said he didn't like that, so I stopped setting a time until I knew absolutely sure when I could meet. Ever since then, when we set a time, the time what we set was the time that I showed up. Now, in this specific instance, I hit him the day of and we did not have a specific time set. I said that I wanted to see him tonight, and then I wanted us to collaborate on what he had to do, what he had to accomplish, what I had to do, what I had to accomplish, and what was a reasonable time for us to meet. And I say that I'm not that kind of girl because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm highly ambitious, so I'm always going to have additional goals that I want to accomplish. I'm always going to have additional things that I want to do. And I don't know the other person's schedule, so I'm expecting them to say, hey, I want to grab something to eat, I want to go work out, I want to go cook something, I want to go take a shower, and then we can have a conversation about what's the right time to meet. And I think that my partner is going to understand that. Plain and simple. If that's not something you can work with, if the way that I manage my time and I communicate is not something you can work with, that's fine. And we ended up having another conversation, and he thinks that my issue is time management. I don't think that my issue is time management because I've never had this issue before. Additionally, every conversation, it's like kind of a running joke in my friend group that if you're not on my calendar, that if you're not on my Google event calendar, we actually don't have a meeting time. I actually think I have fantastic time management. But on this day specifically, you know what I mean? I had a bunch of stuff that I need to do. I had a production meeting. And then after that production meeting, I wasn't expecting for there to be 90 minutes of work to do after the fact. So my issue is like, you know what I mean? If I'm going to have 50 million things to do, my way of managing that is being hyper vigilant about communication. And he stated that hypervigilance about communication isn't enough. He said when we set up a time to meet, that should just be the time that we set up to meet. And I get that and understand that, but additionally, this is never an issue that I've had. I don't have any friends who feel like that they're like waiting on me, or any friends who have a problem with the way that I communicate, you know, our hangouts. I've never even had this problem with a partner before. All my other partners have found things to do with their time. They've been just as ambitious as I am, so they always had something to do. So the way that I'm reaching out and saying that I have 50 things to do that I know aren't all going to get done, but I want to accomplish as much as possible, hasn't been a problem because they've been in the same boat. Additionally, I do want to mention that all of our dates, we've been dating for about 5 weeks now, have just been me going over to his house to sit on his couch and watch TV. And this may be wrong, but that on my priority list is pretty low. If we're going to dinner, if we have a dinner reservation, if we have a show to go see, hell, if we need to get into a club before, you know, we have to pay for a cover, I'm going to be there. But if the decision is to move the goal on my ambitions and on my business before coming to sit on your couch, I'm going to make sure to move the needle on my business. No shade.